Hi, this is John Lammers, the creator of EpicTable, and I want to give you a first look at some of the EpicTable 2.0 features. What you're looking at here is a Epic 2.0 in development. Now, don't take this too seriously. The styles are not final, obviously. There's a lot of theme that's missing here, but but it's sufficient for what I want to show you this time, which is the chat window. And you might ask, why chat? Some of the very earliest feedback that I got was about chat, and so there are some things that are long overdue in terms of updates. Also, because of the way dice render in the chat window, it was becoming increasingly common for people on newer laptops with differing screen dimensions to have some rendering issues. So I wanted to make sure and take care of those folks. So this is the brand new chat window. You might notice, if you look around, there's some spoilers here, and I'll talk to some of those in later videos. But for tonight, I'm going to look at chat. So this should look fairly familiar. It's not that different from what you see in 1.0. You've got the tabs down here where you can have different tabs for different settings. So, this one is the GM talking, but if I want, I can select a new character to chat as, and there. Now you notice the rendering's a little bit different. I'm going to type a few things. So one of the things that people asked for was alternating backgrounds, kind of like a table in Excel or something, where you could, just to help people see the difference between different messages in the chat window. So that's in there now. Let me grab a different character here. And you notice this is a little different than it was before. It used to be a pull down. With the pop-up, I can give you a little bit better idea of who you're talking to or talking as. For those not familiar with the 1.0 product, this is where you select the speaker that you're speaking as. So we'll do that, and now let's say we want to roll. I'm going to do rolls from the chat window. In EpicTable, I would often use a stored roll, but in this case, I want to demonstrate some things about the chat window. So let's do a quick roll here. All right, and let's go ahead and roll like something kind of crazy, because this is one of the things people had trouble with in the past. So notice it takes up a lot less space than it did in 1.0, and that's a good thing. But the other thing about it is, you might have noticed this little chat options bar up here. If I open that up, I have a lot of customizability. So there were people who didn't care for the portraits, thought it took up too much space. I like them, but you can get rid of them if you like. The other thing that you can do is, if you really like portraits, you can make them bigger. If you think the dice are too big or too small, you can change that as well. All this changes on the fly. You've got timestamps now, which you didn't used to have, but you don't have to show them if you don't want. You can turn off the alternating background colors if you want. You can change the padding between the dice, and you can change the font. So this header font might be a little small for some people. You can do that kind of thing. So a lot of customizability in the chat options now. The other thing is that you can make it fairly small. Between taking the panel down in size, you can make it small, and you can then crank some of these things down. So if you're playing primarily a D6 based game, you don't really need the dice to be that big. You know, you can get quite small. You can also, if you really want to go sort of bare bones, you don't have to render the dice. So if I turn this off, and now I'm going to roll, it'll just use the numbers. So and if I'm doing that, I'm probably doing it because I want to conserve space, so I would turn portraits off in that case. So there you have it. I think that's most of the new coolness surrounding chat. Most of the other things you're familiar with already, and you know, everything's a little bit nicer in terms of, you know, you've got the pull down here to select between your tabs, so that as you get lots of tabs, it's easy to grab the one that you want. And this is an auto hide panel, so you can get this out of your way. You know, so I will in future videos come back to this because there's still some things in chat that that are pending that may or may not make it into 2.0. So I might have some surprises still left. In the meantime, thank you for watching.